and flesh shall be as evil, that is and justice in his honor, Obodo, this big and cascade, to hands unto our children, and
Dulles Airport has seen me again. This time going to Cairo, Egypt, and then from there, Lagos, Nigeria. I felt really excited. I was so happy to go on the trip. It took a lot to get there, but we got there. Bags packed, checked in, on the flight, ready to go. And the only thing that could go through my mind was how much I needed to relax and unwind. So this trip was timely, it was intentional, and the Lord really did his thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, look at that ascending. Yeah, look at that ascend. Look at that take off. Look at that take off. Anyway, I really thank God, and I'm excited for what he has in store. So by the grace of God, we made it to Cairo, Egypt, and we paid $5 a piece for the Cairo Airport Museum, which I personally realized was a ripoff. It was just one corner like that was barely anything, you know? But anyway, we thank God for traveling mercies. We thank God for the cool artifacts we saw that were kind of also creepy. But anyway, here we go. We made it. We finally made it. Hey, Mom. Just take it in. Yeah, just take in this coconut tree. I found really quickly and was reminded of the fact that the food is extra fresh. You know, many people will look at this pond of fish and say, oh my gosh, look at the pet fish. This was not a pet. At all. At all. We were eating fish till I thought it was going to come out our noses and our ears, but we thank God for provision and self-sustenance. You know what I mean? This is my uncle's water factory. It's called Demnak Water. And the workers were so nice. They were so hardworking. They had a joy about them that was contagious, you know. And I really appreciate it because it made my day much brighter and it gave me something to look forward to. I'm very, very grateful for all the work that they do, and we thank God.
Mommy, because of you. Back.
Huh?
Free range.
No, the farm is big, so it's
free range. Semi-intensive. They go give us. We go stay for house for money. Go come out, go to chop grass. Abi?
No, the place, the farm, you get grass by itself. Where they work out for the compound.
Okay. I get place where if rain they fall, they go enter.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes if you feel like that, you will buy it.
I jebe chuku duaye deo amara bwego I never chuku dubayo obodo bigwe I never chuku amara bwego oye ya na ti ya sono wana soya iyo koko amara bwego iyo koko obodo bigwe iyo koko amara bwego my brother don't give up no one knows tomorrow Arwana unenu wa area kwa nando Akajata nenu wa ne putono manu Sorry begi dolly bao Because who walk who go chango Ubechu kuzoni fine Amara mwewu Obwaju okalu wane kosra chigio Ife sibike chuku kondi kaka Amara mwewu Oye ya na chia sobu wane So
So here we are in Badagry's museum and slave relics. This was a very bittersweet moment on this trip because there was so much history and pain and stories behind all the artifacts, and the tour guides did a really good job of explaining everything to us. But nonetheless, it was bittersweet because I could feel the heaviness in my spirit.
For transatlantic slave trade. Because here in Nigeria, we practice both transatlantic and trans-Sahara.
To protect the identity of our first tour guide, we're going to give him a different name. He's Yoruba, so we're going to say Shegun. Or maybe not Shegun. Maybe something like Kunle? Maybe not Kunle. Femi, yeah. We're going to call him Femi.
Trans-Sahara was practiced in the northern Nigeria, while transatlantic is what we practice here and in Calabar. And so, any slaves captured from the Oyo Empire were brought down to Badagry. Slaves captured from the eastern part of Nigeria were taken to Calabar. Our forefathers in Badagry were middlemen between the white and the black. They buy slaves from their fellow black, they resell to the white men. And this business lasted for about 350 to 400 years. The business was abolished by the help of the man buried here, Chief Sumumobi. The father of the man buried here was a middleman between the white and the black. He buys slaves from the fellow black, he sells to the white men. So whenever the white people come around to find slaves, the father usually offer them kola nuts.
You can see why my spirit was heavy. But anyway, what my sister and my cousins are holding and trying out is an iron bit, also known as a gag. And it was so heavy, y'all. This thing, I can't imagine carrying this on my neck for 18 hours.
This is called the mouth clip, and this is for the mouth of the slaves. The slaves working on the field were usually not allowed to communicate to one another while working on the farm. Because the white men are afraid. They are afraid that while slaves are working and they are communicating, they could plan on how to attack their master. So what they do then is to pierce the lips totally. They perforate the lower and the upper lips. And in the morning, while going to the farm,
lock it up.
put this on their lips, padlock their mouth like this, for them not to talk or reach with this size of the chain. They now make them sit under a tree, far away from where their parents are working. And so this is called the light chain for the babies.
We all know that what you're doing is not good.
Here's a torture weapon for someone slave refuse to work inside the farm. Slave disobeys master, they force this into their hand, down to the wrist. This doesn't go in easily, so they will need to break the bone. They break the bone, force this to the wrist. After forcing this to the wrist of the slave, they made them climb a platform. They unscrew this side and screw this up to a tall tree. The slaves will now be hung on the tree, dangling from morning to night. In the course of doing that, most of them died. The white man doesn't care, because our forefathers were used in exchange of high teams. And this is called the branding iron. Branding iron back then was used in writing names of slaves. Slaves do not bear name during the period of slave trade. They bear the name of their masters. For the white men to be able to identify their slaves, they will need to put this in fire. When this is red hot, they use this to write the name of the master on the body of the slaves. And this is what you now adopt as fashion today, tattoo. Two slaves are meant to walk with this around their ankle at the same time. And you can imagine padlocking this on the leg of two human beings. They will have to walk with this around their ankle at the same time. While this was the money we recognized back then in Africa, cows. But this was only recognized by we Africans as money. The white people doesn't see this as money. And that led to
The cowrie. And to think that many, many, many years ago, slaves were actually traded for this ornament that is used to decorate our hair, our beads, our necklaces today. It's very heartbreaking that humans were traded for something like this.
How old are you? 8. What's your name? Speak louder. What's your name? Tanya. What's your name?
Hannah.
Okay, sir. If I tell you that I'm Kofi, can you tell me where I come from?
Ghana.
I'm expecting to hear African names from the children. I'm not saying anything wrong with those names. All tribes in Africa have their native name. Somebody can locate you. Somebody can tell you just through where you are coming from. But slaves have no name. Slaves bear their master's name. If I'm Daniel's slave, my name should be Daniel, or any name Daniel wish given to his or her slaves. That's why most of the Africans, Americans, find it difficult to repatriate. Had it been the European, the French, the American retain their forefathers' name, it would have been easier for them to repatriate.
Again, to hide his identity, we're going to call this tour guide Pedro. Yeah, Pedro. Before you ask, I don't know.
Us were the first matter that owned this man when they captured at the age of 6. Abba was a black man, a slave trader who lived in Italy, then Republic of the Algeria. The white man taught him how to read and write. Later, gave him freedom, and it was the second master William that built this compound in 1840. In 1895, he became the Seriki. Seriki is the title among the Muslim clerics. Because slaves used to bear their master's name, that's why this man chose to bear the first master, the second, and the title that he had. His own Ifare will disappear because they have no name to bear their master's name. At your back, because when they came, these are some of the currency we spend. We call it cowrie shell. We also spend Manila, Yala salt, and cowrie shell. I think there's a local government in Cross that called Iyala. In Iyala, they spend salt in the olden days. So Europeans said they would have preferred doing a trade, not a trade by barter, with exchange good for good. So imagine Europeans will give them a plate, they collect 10 human beings for a plate. In gun, 40 slaves. An umbrella, 40 slaves. The long cannon got 100, this one 40, a bottle of whiskey, 10 slaves. When this man became the Seriki, when they want to crown him, the Europeans gave him this as a gift. Why the Brazil came to the Brazilian friend? The two property. And the same umbrella we are showing the former vice president of Nigeria, Yemi Oshibajo, 6 years ago, when the vice president paid a cost visit to the museum. Now, I'm trying to put on the torchlight of my phone. Good. Now, the police went inside the fire to write the name of the owner of the slave on the checks at the back. We call it brandy. Because slave kept here were owned by different people. For identification, you have to brand your slave with red hot iron. Then this chain here and the one at your back were used to kill the slave. Later, when we enter the second room, I'll be telling you how they do the lynching of the slave with these two chains. Now, this one standing here, there's what you call chariot or cart. That involves normally food owned by this.
Pedro did an amazing job as our tour guide. And fun fact, he's not actually Nigerian. He's Togolese. But I just want to thank you all for going on this journey with me and seeing the beauty of Lagos, Nigeria through my perspective. This vlog's about to end in about 2 minutes, so enjoy.
Yeah, and the modern name Kingsley and Benjamin. Uja tukwalonu. Nina Chineke no yerun. I am Chakono Gwandiowa. And also I come as Indiowa. Unugazi Indiowa. Naka Chineke. Nedu nebeni na kono naka. Unugaga ni muwa. We merie. We werotuto. We bata. Okwanyo sinu gezi Indiowa. Almasuno ka ebe obulu naga. Chukwu naga na edunu. Ziga ndu wozia. Benjamin and Kingsley, my word today. You guys should go into the world and conquer. That is my message for you people. Because victory is already there. That is the message you are taking to the world. Because Akachuku no yerunu. And Akachuku nedunu. From beginning to the end.